Real quick, I'll just say this. I'll open up the phone line. We got a couple of callers in the line. Overall, right now, I have been making this stance this season about drawing the line in the sand. There was a lot of question about the Canes and Notre Dame. Can we win it? Man, mother effer Notre Dame. We weren't worried about Bethune. I get it. Then we came to this South Florida game. I was losing my mind.
Oh my goodness!
Well, whatever.
They took the fool's goal when they beat UF, man.
Florida comes. We still playing little shaky, baby. Now I have to be honest because I gotta keep my show, gotta keep the integrity. The teams last year that we beat were teams that were skeptical. Florida was a game in which we said could have been a 50-50 game. We beat them 41-17. Florida State, I'm talking about preseason now. Florida State was a game that was, found out they weren't very good. We knocked their heads off. As the season continued, we dropped to Georgia Tech, Syracuse. I'm bringing this up to ask you a question. We starting off strong. We won 8 straight, I think, before.
We won 9 straight. I think we won 9 straight before we lost to DT.
Right. So yeah, and then we played Wake Forest, then Syracuse. Right now, I think everybody could say we're doing very good. Florida State, here we are. Another, well, it's Florida State. Thomas Castellano. Again, we're talking about one guy. Right? We're talking about, but we're talking about, here's what's pissing me off. We're talking about one guy. They beat Alabama, which if you go watch that game, could have really went other ways, but it didn't. They played the Timid version of Texas A&M. They played East Texas A&M. Beat them 70-something. Then they played a Kent State and beat them 60-something. Then they had a bye week. They haven't played anyone of significance so you can get a true
look and grasp of what they are.
And we already had this notion, well, and shout out to my man Vic. He called last night. Well, Florida State got the number 1 offense. As they should.
Coach, I call it fool's gold, Coach. And the only reason why I call it fool's gold a little bit, Coach, man, because me personally, I feel like their schedule is set up the way it is because they didn't really have confidence that they were going to beat Alabama in the beginning of the season. So they needed 2 games after the Alabama game, to get their pride back up. Okay, it's all good. It's okay. You could beat East Texas A&M and beat Kent State after the Bama loss. But Bama played with them, and they ended up beating them. So I'm going to give them their respect. They beat Bama. But like you said, Coach, besides that, we can't see what y'all are. You supposed to be running the ball all over schools that have damn near community college players on their whole roster. You're supposed to do that.
This guy's out of control.
My bad, Coach.
No, you man. No, but that's my whole point, though, DP, is that when I look at this and I say to myself, again, we are now. I was tripping. Shout out to that video me and 12 did. We was ranked number 5. Hell, now we ranked number 2, and we still up here. Well,
Coach, I had a little bit of respect for Florida, dog, just because they defense. But FSU, I'm not buying it, Coach. I feel like we're going to smack them chunks. I'm not buying it. Thomas Castellanos, I don't see them. I feel like the goodest, I ain't going to say the goodest. I don't even know that's the word. The best I feel like FSU can beat this year. the best I feel like FSU can be this year is how we was when we had W.R.E. King. I feel like that's the best they could be. And I don't even think Thomas is as good as W.R.E. King was as a QB, if we being honest. As a thrower, I feel like W.R.E. King can throw better than Thomas.
Yeah, here's my deal. I'm not tripping. I tell it, it's like a rattlesnake. I respect it. I ain't scared of it. right? You got to respect a rattlesnake, dog. You do. Right? And I'm using that because he's venomous.
Yeah,
Not
I
because
understand.
he's a snake.
Picking
Right?
up your
I'm
drift.
just saying, yeah, but people in that chat, Coach Hayes called him a snake. But anyway, that's the offense, in my opinion. Right? That's where I look. That's what I look at, and I say to myself, no different than USF. Now, is he different than Bo? What's his name? Byron Bo?
Yeah, Byron,
whatever his name is.
yeah, Sutton BB.
Yeah, but I say all that. I say all that to say, man, what the? Anyway, I'm sorry. I say all that to say he's one guy. He's one guy. So what are we talking about here?
And
Bro,
I don't feel like
I just want to say this. Let's look at Florida State right quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say your point.
I don't feel like he could get that much better over a couple of years span. The guy didn't even play that much last year. He sat out. He quit on the team last year. So he missed almost a whole season of football from getting better and improving his game. So he's the same running quarterback. If you make him be a passer, you make him take his check down and pick the ball in the right spots, I don't feel like he's going to be successful.
So here's what I'll tell you. They beat the mighty Alabama. Well, guess what? He was 9 of 14 for 152. He ran the ball. He was their leading rusher, 16 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown. They didn't even throw a touchdown against Alabama. All of them were runs. He had one, Danzy had one, Sawchuk had one, and Holmes had one.
And if anything, Coach, I respect their play calling. I respect Gus Malzahn's play calling more than I respect the roster. Gus Malzahn can put them in good position to be successful with his play calling, with his schematics. But them just as a roster, I'm not scared of them. I feel like we're more talented than they are.
Y'all ready for this one? They were playing East Texas. He was 8 of 11 for 237 yards and 3 touchdowns. These are false positive numbers. Like, these numbers will fool. This is why I say stats have a place in the argument, but you have to understand the context.
Yes.
8 of 11 for 237 yards and 3 touchdowns. Then he only ran the ball 4 times for 7 yards. Because of who they played, they didn't even pull out his run capability. That's against East Texas.
Almost threw a pick 6 against Kent State.
Then let's go to Kent State. I'm just saying, you notice everything is through this one guy. And then now we go to Kent State, 66-10, right? Let's take a look at it. He was 10 for 13. So he's thrown 13 passes this game, 11 passes last game, and 14. What is that? 10, 11. That's 24, 14. That's 28 passes. No, it can't be 28. 13 and 11 is 24. Right? Okay. And that was 38 passes. He's thrown 38 passes this season. This season, he's thrown 38 passes. He was 10 of 13 for 205 and an interception.
Against Kent State. And
he didn't even they won 66-10, and he didn't even throw a touchdown.
And you're not getting a good look from Kent State. They haven't beaten the FBS program since 2022. We're in 2025.
Yeah, but it's whatever, bro. I'm not impressed, even though I like him, right? Shout out to him. He got some home team ties. I'm just saying, as a fan base, we got to stop the doubt. Now, I know I talked a long time. We're going to get to the phone line, but I do want to say this. This is where I was going with this, because we hadn't talked about coaches. And it doesn't seem like Coach Cristobal has yet eliminated the but. And you watch the show, for people who don't know. Everybody said all the good things he does, but he'll drop a game, blah, blah, blah. My thing is, I think we're creating this season the buts.
Yeah, it's
because
like
we
we're
always have
waiting
this
for it to
doubt.
happen.
Yeah, it's all this doubt. And I'm like, bro, what has this team done? What has this team done, even with who they play, regardless of who they play, to instill fear? It ain't like Thomas went out there and was 28 of 30 with 5 touchdowns. He was 8 of 11. 3 of his 8 passes he connected with touchdown. That goes to tell you the level of play they were
Coach,
playing.
it's the fool's goal, man. They see our game against Bethune and they see their game against East Texas A&M and say, hey, they're putting up 70, 68 points. Why we ain't doing that? Mario Cristobal is not that kind of coach. He's not going to try to run the score up on a team, especially the guy that at Bethune-Cookman. They're friends. They're cool. What will he get out of embarrassing that coach?
Right. Nothing. And to your point, Cristobal is never going to do that, right? He respects the game. And I'm not saying that Mike Norvell doesn't. However, that's a deal that they have with Bethune-Cookman and fam. They flip-flop every year. You're not here to embarrass those guys. You're here to play good, solid football, blah, 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 and it is what it is. Now, I don't mind if they would embarrass USF. I don't care about that now. You know what I'm saying? Get them that work. You know what I mean?
I got one question, too, before you put the call on the phone. Then we know we can do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it could be troublesome that they have rested their starters so much through the last couple of games? Because the last 2 games, their starters haven't played past, I want to say, the first half. It's been just a lot of the third string, second string guys been out there playing.
Well, here's the plus and minus to that. Now I'll go into the phone line. The plus to that is they should be injury-free with starters. Should be.
Yeah.
If not very minimal. The minus to that is they probably still got some rust.
Yeah.
And they just had a bye week. So now you sitting stagnant.
Yeah.
And then they get ready to play Virginia.
And Virginia got a little offense. Now, defense is fugazi. But they got a little offense. They got some weapons on that offense now, Coach. I ain't going to lie to you.
No, I get it. Yeah, they got, what's my man name? Morris, Chandler Morris.
Chandler Morris, the quarterback.
Yeah.
TCU.
Yeah.
That running back nice too over there, man.
We'll find out.